It started with Starr, moved on to Tyler Kroft, and now Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills front office are restructuring again. Welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this player profile edition of Billievers Talk, where we take a look at a recent transaction involving the Buffalo Bills, and we ask ourselves, was this a good move for the Buffalo Bills, a good move for the Buffalo Bills player, and what this means moving forward. Again, thank you for joining me on Billievers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to this channel, you want to be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button for all of your Buffalo Bills news. After you hit that subscribe button, you want to hit that notification bell. This is the type of news that you're normally not going to see a video done on because there's not much to talk about, and I understand that, but still we want to talk about it. So make sure, guys, while you're watching this video, you hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment as we talk about the new restructured deal for fullback Patrick DiMarco. Patrick DiMarco is a Buffalo Bills fullback, and he's been on the Buffalo Bills since 2017. In 2017, Patrick DiMarco signed a 4-year contract. That contract, the last year of that contract, recently renegotiated. If you are a fan of the Buffalo Bills, if you're a fan of Patrick DiMarco, you know that his time has become less and less with the Buffalo Bills since he signed on in 2017. So only makes sense to restructure his contract, and we'll talk about the numbers right here in a second. But first, we want to talk about Patrick DiMarco and what this means for him. Unfortunately, this is not like the Star Lotulelei contract, right? We restructured the Star Lotulelei contract. That pretty much guarantees Star Lotulelei is going to make the 53-man roster unless he gets hurt or unless he does something off the field that no one can see right now. He seems like he's a good off-the-field character guy, so I would never assume that. But that's the only way that Star Lotulelei will not make this team. With Patrick DiMarco, you're saying that even with this restructured contract, his roster spot is still pretty much on the bubble. And how we know that is because even with this restructured deal, there is a bonus that he gets for making that 53-man roster. So we're not sure if he's going to make that bonus all the time, if he's going to be active for some games, not active for other games, how that's necessarily going to work. Like I said, since 2017, you've seen his role on Sundays at least diminish a little bit each season moving forward. So again, last year of a 4-year contract, he was due to make $2.35 million in 2020. That number has been trimmed down slightly to $1.9 million. So roughly $400,000 discount for the Buffalo Bills as he restructures this deal. But again, when you look at the dead cap money, when you look at the base salary, it went down from $1.8 million, which he was due to make, to $1.1 million, which he is now making. So if Patrick DiMarco does not make the 53-man roster, the Buffalo Bills only owe Patrick DiMarco $1.1 million, which would be a savings of $700,000. Now, I know, guys, what you are thinking when you're thinking about the $700,000 in the NFL. You're saying, hey, Joe, that's not too much money. And I agree with you. I agree with you that $700,000 is not too much money, but that's money we would have instead of money that we would be burning up on somebody else. So I think anytime you can skim a little bit off the top, anytime you can restructure a contract to get more dollars for your team, I think that's a good idea. I mean, every team should be doing that. You should be calling players that you don't think are worth what their current value is and say, hey, you're not worth this much in our opinion, but we're willing to give you a pay cut, but also give you a better chance of making that 53-man roster. We did that with Star Lotulelei, pretty much guaranteeing him being on the 53-man roster this season. We did that with Tyler Kroft, and now we're doing it here with Patrick DiMarco. Now, there are still a few players I would like to see the Buffalo Bills do this with. You know, on the top of my list would be a Trent Murphy type player, but those discussions can happen. At a later date, right? Right now, we're talking about Patrick DiMarco. So let's talk about Patrick DiMarco a little bit. Patrick DiMarco, fullback, standing at 6'1", 234 pounds, was an undrafted free agent in the 2011 NFL draft, was picked up at that time by the San Diego Chargers. However, he did not make the 53-man roster. He was cut by the way, the then San Diego Chargers. We all know they're in LA now. How about that new logo? But hey, it's not our team's logo, so whatever floats their boat. He did not make the 53-man roster in 2011. 2012, he was signed by the Kansas City Chiefs, and he does actually in 2012 play a few games, actually starts 4 games for the Kansas City Chiefs, blocking for Jamal Charles. That's a name you guys might remember as well. Plays a few 2 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs and then signs with the Atlanta Falcons, where he spent a bulk of his career. He's played with the Atlanta Falcons from 2013 to 2017. In 2017, he was part of that team that went to the Super Bowl, played against the New England Patriots. If you're a Falcons fan, I don't have to say too much more. Patrick DiMarco does have 2 catches in that game, the game that they lose to the New England Patriots. I think it was 34-27 in overtime. So again, was with the Atlanta Falcons for those 4 seasons. He also in 2015 was second-team All-Pro, made the Pro Bowl, so he's a one-time Pro Bowler, and then the Buffalo Bills in 2017 say, hey, bring him into Buffalo. At that point, we have LaShawn McCoy. We got a good running game going. We need a good fullback to block for Shady McCoy, and we get him in Patrick DiMarco. Now, since 2017, as I said earlier in this video, we have seen Patrick DiMarco's percent of snaps decrease each season. In 2019, he played 37% of special teams snaps compared to 2018, where he played 53% of special teams snaps. Both in 2018 and 2019, he's played on 16% of offensive snaps. So if you take offense and special teams both into account, he has played in about 45% of offensive and special team snaps in 2019. So again, you want to see those numbers up a little bit. Everyone talks about he's a special teams leader. And again, even Coach McDermott has made mention of the fact that he's a leader for this team Monday through Saturday. Even if he isn't doing much on Sunday, he's a leader for this team during the practice time, getting in the running back room, helping them out. He is a veteran. Again, a guy who's been in the league since 2011. He knows what he is doing, a Pro Bowler at the fullback position. So this is the type of guy people listen to. He might not have the biggest voice like a Lorenzo Alexander or a Kyle Williams, but this is the type of guy people lean on for information and lean on him to be the leader of the locker room. So that's what we get out of Patrick DiMarco. In 2019, you're talking about offensive stats. He didn't have too many, right? He didn't have too many. When you play only 16% of offensive snaps and you're a fullback, you're not going to get too many looks. He had 5 receptions for 41 yards, 3 rushes for 7 yards. But again, his job isn't to do much on the stat line. His job is to be that lead block for the running backs, for Frank Gore last season, for Devin Singletary. So again, the Buffalo Bills do restructure Patrick DiMarco's deal. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that this means Patrick DiMarco is a for sure thing on the 2020 roster? Do you like Patrick DiMarco, or would you like to see him cut and have someone else take that roster spot? Let me know in the comment section. Again, thank you all for joining me. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, plenty of content coming your way as free agency continues to roll on here. Coronavirus may be affecting it a little bit, guys. I hope that you guys are being careful and heeding the CDC's advice, trying to practice social distancing. Hi, everyone from webcam, right? That's why I'm doing the videos here, so I can practice social distancing. I know it's hard, but again, guys, be safe out there, be smart out there. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Believers Talk. Again, subscribe, like, comment. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.